It's Thursday, September 5. This is the news on PBCJ. I am Simone Absalom. Resources are being mobilized locally and internationally to assist the Bahamas in the wake of the devastation caused by Hurricane Dorian. Here in Jamaica, one of the ways this is being done by the Tourism Ministry is through the Global Tourism Resilience and Crisis Management Center. Along with the resources that are expected to be provided by local tourism stakeholders to assist the hurricane-wrecked island, the Tourism Ministry will be lobbying for further support from the international community at the upcoming United Nations World Tourism Organization conference in St. Petersburg, Russia, from September 9 to September 13. Dorian, one of the most powerful Atlantic storms on record, hit the Caribbean island late Sunday evening as a Category 5 system before it was downgraded to Category 3, leaving behind at least 20 people dead and destroying infrastructure and hundreds of homes. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett, speaking at a press conference on Tuesday at his office in Kingston, said that the center was established to respond to unfortunate occurrences like Dorian, which significantly impacted the tourism industry within the Caribbean region. Jamaicans are set to save about $20 million on electricity by the end of 2020 due to recent investments in renewables and the new LNG plants. Director General of the Office of Utilities Regulation, OUR, Anserd Hewitt, says electricity rates will be going down by about half a US cent per kilowatt hour by the end of next year. Mr. Hewitt says more substantial reductions will be reflected in customers' light bills after 5 to 10 years. Mr. Hewitt's statements support a recent report by the Bank of Jamaica, BOJ, which is projecting a fall in electricity rates for the December quarter. According to its recent quarterly monetary policy report, the BOJ says for the December 2019 quarter, the full commissioning of a liquefied natural gas plant by the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, is expected to translate into lower electricity rates. Head of the police's Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch, Assistant Commissioner Kevin Blake, says the police will be maintaining a strong presence in the corporate area over the next few weeks. But ACP Blake says a reassessment will be done after the 30-day period. He admits the branch does not have enough boots on the ground to maintain the heavy police presence. See now. Jamaican architects will be contracted to design the layout for the $2.5 billion Vernamfield development project. Dubbed Aerotropolis Jamaica, the project is intended to transform the Vernamfield property in Clarendon, which was previously an army base, into an aerodrome to provide international air cargo and logistics, aircraft maintenance, repair and overhaul services, and an aeronautical training school. The call for local architectural talent will include students of the University of Technology, UTech, and Jamaica Caribbean School of Architecture. Jamaicans will be able to view several exhibitions as part of the celebrations for the centenary anniversary of the birth of cultural icon, the Honorable Louise Bennett. The Jamaica Cultural Development Commission says these exhibitions will be mounted during the month of September, starting on the 7th at JCDC's parish offices and parish libraries across the island. Director of Community Cultural Development at the JCDC, Marjorie Layden Vernon, said the month-long celebrations, which include several activities aimed at engaging and giving persons the opportunity to participate and reflect on the life and work of Miss Lou. Miss Lou, as she is affectionately called, is known for writing and performing her poems, folk songs, and stories in Jamaican patois. She is regarded by many as the mother of Jamaican culture.
Long time, girl, me never see you. It is a long time. Come let me hold. Feel it. Feel it, jump, I want to look my best. A gurgle, dear.
Was corset me for wear?
Get behind the screen and digress all your raiment.
Really?
Take off your clothes.
Born on September 7, 1919, Miss Lou passed away on July 26, 2006 in Canada and was buried at National Heroes Park in a section reserved for cultural icons. Communications Director for Dr. Peter Phillips's One PNP campaign is claiming that a senior leader of the rival Rise United camp was in her Southeast St. Anne constituency on Tuesday, handing out envelopes containing $10,000 to delegates who are eligible to cast ballots in Saturday's contest. In his response, President of the People's National Party, Dr. Peter Phillips, suggested that reports of cash being used to influence delegates eligible to vote in the leadership election amounts to a betrayal of the party's historical mandate and could undermine Jamaica's democracy. Peter Bunting, leader of the Rise Up camp and aspirant for the party presidency, bristled at the vote-buying accusation. He insisted that he was proud of his team for running a professional campaign. The party goes to the polls on Saturday at the National Arena to elect their next party leader. Former Member of Parliament for Clarendon Northern Laurie Broderick is dead. Mr. Broderick died on Wednesday. In the 2007 general election, Broderick delivered a shocking 227-vote win over the People's National Party's Horace Daly to take the seat for the Jamaica Labour Party for the first time in 18 years. But in the 2011 general election, Daly, who had previously served unbroken from 1989, returned to beat Broderick by 1,705 votes. And by 2016, Broderick declared that he was joining the PNP and would be part of Daly's campaign team. In a statement yesterday afternoon, Prime Minister Andrew Holness said Broderick made good contributions as Member of Parliament and to the wider political leadership. He said Jamaica has lost another great public servant who made a significant contribution to our country. Jamaican students are starting the new academic year with new school bags, books, uniforms, and hopefully a new positive outlook. The Education Ministry says it's been a relatively smooth start. Let's hear what parents are saying about their preparations for back to school in Jamaica today.
My name is Joan. My challenge is like the books. That is my main challenge. Uniform, getting them into school is no problem. Paying the tuition or whatever the cost is, but the books. Sometimes you go to the store, it is not there. You have to leave from town to Spanish town, and you're all over the place trying to get textbooks. So I was even saying to a parent of mine in the school a while ago, they should have a system like like for primary school most of all. You know, you get the textbook, grade 1, you go there and you sign for your books and you pay a fee or whatever. Instead you have to leave from Spanish Town, you go downtown, you go May Pen. I think that exact September is coming like it's a disaster for parents. Both having the money, getting the books. When you will try and you get done and you get a uniform done and get things up, but the books, 2-3 weeks into September, you don't have that book. It's not in store. That's foolishness. That is my main concern and my challenge.
My name is Princess, and my biggest challenges are back to school books. They are very, very expensive. And another big thing again is my granddaughter, supposed to get in high school. I wouldn't call the school name, but she's supposed to get in this high school. And because of our immunization, and you know, I look at problem immunization card, and they said she cannot come to school without the card, so it's a problem for her to get in. They won't accept her in school without it, so that's a big challenge. The book list is sky high. It's more than we could tell, more than tongue could talk about, because I have a twins, a set of twins I have at this school here, and I can't afford it. And it's me alone that's taking care of them, 3 of them, so it's very, very hard. But I'm trying. I'm trying my best.
Challenges is that the books are hard to get, and they are very expensive. And the earning for my daughter, it's not really enough to maintain that situation.
The main challenges I had with back to school was uniform. Because I tried to get out early with those books, but the uniform, I think we need a lot more tailors than just me in Jamaica. Because you know friends right now, I know them I get 1 suit of uniform to them kids for school. And that is a big inconvenience. You understand? If it means that every school has to get a dressmaker and a tailor so that they can produce these uniforms, so it's more convenient for the parents at a, what I call it now, affordable cost, yeah, that would be good. But for the books, it all depends on what time you start seeking the books, you will get it at what price, because July price is different from August price, and that is a big inconvenience as well. Because I don't see why the book should be raising at this time when you know that people need it. I don't understand what is that.
This week on Living Healthy, we're talking about arthritis. Arthritis is an inflammation of the joints. There are several types of arthritis and related conditions that can affect anyone, whether young or old. People of all ages, sex, and race can and do have arthritis. More than 50 million adults and 300,000 children have some type of arthritis. Common arthritis joint symptoms include swelling, stiffness, and decreased range of motion. Symptoms can come and go. They can be mild, moderate, or severe. Severe arthritis can result in chronic pain, inability to do daily activities, and make it difficult to walk or climb stairs. Arthritis can cause permanent joint changes. These changes may be visible, such as knobby fingers, but often the damage can only be seen on X-ray. Some types of arthritis can also affect the heart, eyes, lungs, kidneys, and skin, as well as the joints. Let's hear what orthopedic surgeon Dr. Derek McDowell has to say about arthritic conditions and their treatment.
So you can have arthritis affecting the knee, arthritis affecting the hip joint. So there's going to be damage to the cartilage, that's a grizzle on the bone. You can also have inflammation around the bone, and also it can affect the bone where you get rubbing, what's called eburnation, or polishing, or rubbing down of the bones in the joint. Okay, patient will complain of pain, and the pain is made worse by activity, movement. They can complain of swelling in the joint, and because of this rubbing and eburnation of the joint, there's growth of bone, so they complain of the bone looking deformed. And then now there can be an angular deformity around the joint, such as the knee can go into a knock knee or a bow leg position. And of course, there's also functional problems that you get where decreased range of movements, the muscles get weak in the area. Some patients have gait abnormalities, can't climb steps, that kind of thing. And people who have arthritis in their family, like a genetic predisposition, can have the osteoarthritis that old people get at an early age, which would be unusual. Rheumatoid arthritis is a condition where there is a genetic or a problem, let's say in the blood, where there's stimulation of the synovium because of an abnormal protein in the blood, and this now causes the joint line to become inflamed, and as a result causes destructive elements into the joint fluid, damages the cartilage, and again, the same kind of profile as osteoarthritic patient eventually occurs. Somewhat different in treatment in that the treatment is really geared at decreasing this kind of serum in the blood, this abnormal protein in the blood, which of course, if that's controlled, will of course offset the problems. Okay, talking about arthroscopic surgery or keyhole surgery. And it actually is a method of treating the arthritic patient. And you tend to go, patients with arthritis tend to have flaking of the cartilage, sometimes locking of the cartilage. They have mechanical symptoms. And arthroscopic surgery, keyhole surgery, is good for this kind of pain. We're going and take out the mechanical blockade. And tends to be a lot of problems in the arthritic joint. And you tend to kind of focus on what the problem patient has, because sometimes you can go in and do more than you really should and end with other symptoms. And I personally have done surgeries for osteoarthritic patients and find not very rewarding, because sometimes they get pain relief for 2 weeks, 6 months. Once you take away the mechanical blockade, sometimes the patients are happy, but then that happiness is short-lived. They need something more than just arthroscopic. What I have done is patients who have mechanical symptoms, meaning that there's something locking the knee, like a flake of cartilage, I remove the locking agent, which sometimes a flake of cartilage, and then you can do what's called microfracture in an area where there is exposed bone, and stem cell treatment. Stem cell treatment has to do with getting these healing cells in your body, usually in the bone marrow or in the fat areas, and these cells can become just about any cell line that is needed. And these now, when put in the area of like an arthritic knee, they can become cartilage and reform tissue that make the joint pain-free and more functional.
Pay attention to your pain. Some soreness and stiffness is to be expected, but pain that lasts more than an hour after an activity or causes a joint swelling indicates the activity was too stressful. Change your activity level or how you do a task to avoid making your pain worse. Change position often. When writing, doing crafts, or driving, release your grip every 10 to 15 minutes. When watching the television or using the computer, get up and move around every 30 minutes. Use the right tools. Look for tools and utensils designed for people with arthritis. Products such as anti-vibration gloves or large diameter pens and kitchen utensils can reduce the pain caused by gripping or pinching movements. Conserve energy. Balance periods of rest and activity during the day. Work at a steady, moderate pace with frequent short breaks. Stop and rest before you become too tired or sore. Ease the ache. Soaking your hands or feet in warm or cool water may help relieve joint pain and stiffness. For some people, electrical stimulation provides a temporary pain relief. Of course, it's also important to get enough sleep, eat a healthy diet, and be as physically active as you can. Motorists should see an increase at the pumps in the prices of gasoline and diesel effective today. That's according to the latest ex-refinery costs from Petroleum. 87 and 90 octane gasoline will be sold for $128.98 and $131.82 per liter respectively, up by 78 cents each. Automotive diesel fuel will be sold for $133.55 per liter, following an increase of $1.26, while ultra-low sulfur diesel is up by $1.43 and will be sold for $138.19 per liter. Meanwhile, kerosene increased in price by 84 cents and will be sold for $112.50 per liter. Propane liquid petroleum will be sold for $40.13 per liter, up by 50 cents. And butane liquid petroleum will be sold for $43.98 per liter, after an increase of $1.83. Do remember, marketing companies and retailers will add their respective markup to these prices. The US dollar on Wednesday, September 4, ended trading at Jamaican $137.79, down by 6 cents. That's according to the Bank of Jamaica's daily foreign exchange trading summary. The summary also stated that the Canadian dollar ended trading at $104.79, up from $103.39, while the British pound sterling ended trading at Jamaican $167.24, up by Jamaican $165.99. Jamaica's youth will be playing a critical role in the execution of the 7th Regional Platform for Disaster Risk Reduction in the Americas and the Caribbean. The three-day conference, scheduled for July 8 to 10, 2020 in Montego Bay, St. James, will review progress made on reducing disaster losses in Latin America and the Caribbean. Local Government and Community Development Minister Desmond McKenzie says a lot of the information collected on vulnerable areas and persons who find it difficult to be relocated during a disaster was prepared by the young people who worked in the ministry's summer employment program. He was speaking at a meeting in Panama City, Panama on September 3, involving the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction and the United Nations Children's Fund to discuss partnerships for RP20. In regional news, the death toll from the Bahamian islands of Abaco and Grand Bahama has moved from 7 to at least 20. Prime Minister Hubert Minnis said at a Wednesday night news conference, quote, "We expect that this number will increase," end quote. This as officials are only now beginning to grasp the devastating scope of Hurricane Dorian. The killer storm, the strongest ever to make landfall in the country, wiped out many homes and in some cases reduced entire neighborhoods into rubble. Though the Bahamas experiences hurricanes frequently, the difference here is that Dorian made the landfall at Category 5, resulting in what Prime Minister Minnis calls historic devastation. Global relief efforts have been mobilized to assist the citizens of the island. The United Arab Emirates and the World Food Programme are contributing to Cuba's economy and food security. We get more in this report from Richard Richards.
Last Saturday, the World Food Programme signed in Havana a cooperative arrangement with the United Arab Emirates for more than $272,000 so as to continue backing up recovery actions that are being accomplished by the Cuban government after the destructive journey of the latest tornado through Cuba's capital city. The donation of the United Arab Emirates have been directed through the World Food Programme so as to acquire a new grain ship unloader for Havana's port. This will completely substitute a similar one destroyed by the force of the tornado that struck severely neighborhoods in the capital city the 27th of January last. The Ministry of Commerce and Foreign Investment, on behalf of the Cuban government, expressed its sincere gratefulness for this humanitarian aid and highlighted the importance of the replacement of the crane and its setting up as very important for the re-establishment of unloading important foodstuff supplies for 6 provinces of the country, including Havana. The representative of the United Arab Emirates underlined that its continuous cooperative efforts signed in this agreement to provide bread and other essential foods to the Cuban people is expected to continue so as to confront these natural challenges that affect the island. The installation of the new ship unloader will allow the backing up of the Cuban food industry and the savings of around $12,000 for daily stay of ships due to slow unloading. This operation is part of the United Nations action plan to aid Cuba to recover from the destructive actions caused by the latest tornado that struck Havana in such a severe manner. Direct from Cuba, Richards, Canal Caribe.
In sports, the Reggae Girlz are still up in arms over non-payment of their salaries after most of them were paid half the monies owed this week. President of the Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Ricketts, admitted that the players would receive the other half of the payment owed within the first week of October, once the JFF received funds from FIFA at the end of September. However, Reggae Girlz ace striker Khadija Bunny Shaw says the JFF is in breach of contract and the players' stance remain. Shaw and other members of the Reggae Girlz posted on social media on Monday, threatening to withdraw their services if they didn't receive outstanding payments from the federation. The next assignment for the Reggae Girlz will be the Olympic qualifiers between September 30 and October 8. The inaugural CONCACAF Nations League, set to kick off this week, will serve as the qualifying pathway for the 2021 CONCACAF Gold Cup for all 41 member associations. That confirmation from the Confederation of North, Central America and Caribbean Association Football, CONCACAF, created to maximize the match dates available within the FIFA international calendar, and as part of a wider strategy to provide more competitive football for all member associations. The CONCACAF Nations League group stage will take place in the September, October and November FIFA windows of 2019. In the weather report, Hurricane Dorian continues to lash the coast of the Carolinas in the United States. At 4 a.m., the center of Hurricane Dorian was located near latitude 31.7 degrees north, longitude 79.5 degrees west. Dorian is moving toward the north near 13 kilometers per hour. On this track, the center of Dorian will move close to the coast of South Carolina through the day and then move near or over the coast of North Carolina tonight and Friday. Maximum sustained winds are near 185 kilometers per hour and higher gusts. Dorian is a Category 3 hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane wind scale. Dorian is expected to remain a hurricane for the next few days. And that's the news. Thanks so much for making it PBCJ. Remember, we are the People's Station.